Hi, welcome to my 2 Bits. My name's Laura Batante, and today I have this really adorable little moose gift box for us to make, and he would be perfect for Canadiana or wilderness, a camping or forest type theme, or just fun to make because you love moose. And this is very similar to some of the other gift boxes that we've made, so that if you've made those with me, then you're going to do just fine with this one. This is really more of an advanced craft, so not for littles. And first thing you're going to need is the template, which is available right there in the video notes. You can download that for free. And before we start getting into materials, I just like to say, if you enjoy the videos that I've been making for you, please give the videos a like and subscribe to my channel. It just really helps me out a lot. So thanks for that, and let's get into materials. Okie doke, let's talk materials. So for this project, you're going to need a large sheet of brown cardstock. Now, it doesn't have to be a 12 by 12. It can be an 8.5 by 11. The template fits onto 8.5 by 11. Now, you're going to notice when you print yours out that you are going to lose a little bit of this edge. And so don't worry about that. I have written that it's a 1-inch measurement. If it ends up being slightly less than 1 inch, it is not going to be a problem at all. You really just want to make sure that you're going to get the roundness of the nose in there. And then the horns, or sorry, antlers of the moose are on a separate page. All right, so we needed the brown cardstock, then we need a color for the antlers, so something lighter, and then a dark brown and black. And you can see I have a very tiny, small amount there. Now, I have used, take the bow off, I have used hole punches for this just to make it super easy. Obviously, you could totally change the features on this guy. You could use the googly eyes if you wanted to. You can give him much bigger nostrils, bigger eyes. You can do whatever you like. This is just a starting point. But I've used these 2 hole punches, and also for supplies, I have my handy dandy ruler and X-Acto knife. That makes it much easier to cut straight lines for the box. Also, I have a glue stick. You could also use double-sided tape if you're a fan of that. I have my scissors. I have my bone folder, but I broke it, but it still works. If you don't have one of those, a thumbtack or a ballpoint pen that doesn't work anymore will work. This is just to score the lines where you're going to fold so that your cardboard doesn't go wonky on you. It's not cardboard, cardstock. It doesn't bend where you don't want it to. I also have paper clips. That's to hold the template in place, and I use these a lot with kids because they're so readily available and easy for them to use. If you want to use the removable tape, big fan of this. I use this a lot with my work. And then I have these Velcro closures. They're just little dots, and they are adhesive on the one side, and they are really great for using for your box so that you can, reuse the box. So your choice on that. You could, of course, use just double-sided tape to close them up. And then I cut a little bow. For this purpose, I just tucked it in, but for sure you can just attach that with a little glue or double-sided tape, no problem. All right, let's get started. All right, so I'm going to reuse the template that I've already used, and even if I hadn't already cut out one, I would recommend cutting, not exactly like this, but do cut away some of the excess, just makes it a little easier. And with your X-Acto knife, it's an idea just to give yourself the 2 straight edges. You don't want to cut this one because you don't want to chop through his ear, but if you cut your template off here and then your bottom line, you can easily then line it up in the corner and work from there. That way you already have 2 straight lines cut for you. So that's what I would recommend, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to lay that on there, and I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to cut out the antlers, and we will meet back and we'll go through the rest. All right, so I've scored all my lines, and you can do that either with your template on or with it taken off, whichever you're more comfortable with. You do need to be very careful with the ears on this guy when you're folding it, because when you fold the box, it's easy to kind of catch an ear. So just be aware of that. And then once you get your folds done, you should be good. So kind of go from both ends. This is cardstock I'm using is a little, because it's got some texture, a little bit tougher to get to fold nice and straight. So I'm just being overly cautious. Yeah, I don't love it. It doesn't help that my bone folder's broken, but I really need to invest in a new one. I probably should have used the tack. That I know works. Okay. I'm just going to go over this one again too. There we go. That's better. So I've done the sides up. That way I can keep the head down and I don't bend the ear. And then we're just going to do the bottom. And once we have that all done, we are going to glue. So we're going to glue this tab here. And you can glue the bottom and the sides at the same time if you like. I always like to make sure that the what's going to be the front of the box ends up on top. So I will tuck in the two sides, then the back, which is the same as where the head is, and then the front, which is the short piece here, would go on top like that, just so that it looks better when it's sitting on the table. But it's not crucial or anything. All right, so let's go ahead and glue that. Open it back out. Or again, you could use your double-sided tape if you want. I've only used the glue for this project and it's worked just great. I'm not trying to remember now, having just told you which way I want to do it. This guy's going to get glue on there. There we go. All right. Pop it together here and match up our corners first. And that glue will dry pretty quick. You just have to hold it for a minute. And while I do that, I'm going to tuck these ones in, then that, and then that. And I can hold it like this and push down at the same time. Now, you don't have to do it like that. You can for sure just do the side first and then the bottom. I am always impatient, so I always do everything. So we're just going to let that sit for a minute and then we will come back. All right, so that should have had some time to dry, and now all I'm going to do is squeeze in the middle of the box with my fingers right here, and then push these top edges together, and that should give us a crease right down the center. It pretty much does it on its own, which is great. That one's looking really good. And this one. There we go. Okay. And I just do that so that I can get it closed nicely at the top. There we go. Good. All right. And then that pops down over top like so. And then we are going to attach our horns on the back. They need to be down so that they do not interfere with the fold. So about like so. And then I just don't put glue up too high because I don't want it to affect the band. And you know what? I'm busy doing the glue on this, and I realized we should put the closures on first. So if you're using the Velcro, you can go ahead and do that. You're just going to pop one right there on the nose. And then this just helps hold it in place while you're trying to glue the ears and whatnot. And then what I do is I just attach like so. I don't push it on real hard. And then fold it over, press it down, line her up, and we're just going to keep that closed for a little bit while we do this. Okay. Just center those, push that on. That will stay no problemo. And now we are going to do the eyes and the nostrils and the inside of the ears. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is cut out some nostrils, and we're just going to use the regular size hole punch for that. Then we're going to take the smaller one and cut a couple of eyes. Oops, sometimes I lose them, so it doesn't hurt to cut a few extra. And then we will cut out the inner ear from the same dark cardstock, and then we will meet back and glue them all on. All right, there we go. Everything's on, and so I've made 3 this morning. Once you've got one under your belt, they don't take very long at all. You just have to get used to popping a box together. And I think they look super cute, and they'd be just adorable for a kid's party. So give that a go. Remember to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for joining me today.